The phrase "never meet your heroes" is one which I couldn't disagree with more. I go to a lot of live music and I always go out of my way to meet artists whom I admire, because the absolute worst case scenario is it turns out that someone I've put on a pedestal is actually an arsehole. And if that happens, if someone can't be civil to people who've paid to come and see them, well, it wouldn't stop me listening to their music, but it does stop me from buying it. I was going to buy your album, now I think I'll just download it. But most of the time, people are very pleasant. Bear in mind, a professional musician is someone who's probably doing something that they love. When they go on stage, people are cheering for them, and when they come off, people queue up to tell them how great they are. Doesn't sound like a bad job, does it? Now, at the weekend, I went to see a band who were very popular in the 1990s. The 90s, of course, was the era of Britpop and Cool Britannia, when being British meant you were the envy of the world. Oh, how times have changed. And the big musical rivalry at the time was between Blur and Oasis, and I didn't like either of them. Although I meet a lot of younger people now who are Oasis fans, and they go, "Oh, what was it like in the 1990s?" And if you want to know what it was like being a music fan in the 90s, just go to Manchester. That city's wonderful, but there are countless bloody bars. When you go in, it's like you've rocked up in the DeLorean with the coordinates set for 1996 and nothing has changed. The band I went to see were a rock band called Echo Belly. And if you had asked me back in about 1995 who was the sexiest woman in the world, I would have said Sonia, the singer from Echo Belly. So I got to the venue, and the first thing I noticed was that everyone in there was between 35 and 55 years old, all dressed like they're 20 years younger and 2 stone lighter, and I thought, this is tragic, and then realised I'm one of them. But the gig started, and I'm literally stood 6 feet from this woman who I idolised as a teenager, and it's one of the best gigs I've ever been to. And then when they'd finished, I was hanging about, and the security guard came up to me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm hoping to just say hello to the band when they come out." And he went away, came back a minute later and said, "There's a few people backstage if you want to go meet them." So he's my new best friend. So I went backstage, said hello to the rest of the band, and in the corner of my eye, I can see this woman, Sonia. And then I go to speak to her, and I went, "Oh, fucking great, I forgot how to speak." Tried again, "Hello, Sonia." And she goes, "Oh, hi, what's your name?" And I had to think, what's my name? I'm sure I know this one. "Oh yeah, I'm Danny, nice to meet you." And she said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Look, I'm just a bit nervous." So she goes, "Don't worry," and the woman gives me a hug. Now this is awkward, because when I was 17, I was single for about 4 months. And as a teenager, that's an eternity. And every spare minute I had in those 4 months was spent masturbating furiously whilst thinking about Sonia from Echo Belly, the woman who's now given me a hug. I can feel her tits going up my chest, and it's a really weird sensation because I'm incredibly happy, but all I'm thinking is, Dan, do not get aroused. But she was very pleasant, and I had a chat with her, we had a laugh, it was wonderful. And just for a few minutes, I felt like a teenager again, instead of a fat, bald, 41-year-old mess that I currently am.